We've been in this filthy water for so long. I'm afraid we've lost our sense of reality. It only gets more distorted with each passing day, with each horrific news story, and each video clip, each headline, between an ad for some vitamin supplement that will extend your life and a heartwarming story about a rescued pony. It's another flash on the screen, repeating over and over, desensitizing us like an abuser to make the dysfunction seem like a normal part of life. We think people living on the streets is normal. Police brutality is normal. Medical claims for necessary treatments being denied, normal. Starvation in Africa is normal. Increasing the military budget year over year is normal. We're broke while the billionaire parasites hoarding money is normal. Neighbors being disappeared is normal. Colonization and apartheid in Palestine is normal. Unprovoked U.S. military attacks on other countries is normal. Like, what is this? What even is this? But most of this has been going on since before many of us were even born. If this is reality, what we've accepted as normal and what can be expected, what hope is there for anything different? I just read Sunrise on the Reaping, the latest in the Hunger Games series. It's a prequel to the stories with the books with Katniss Everdeen, and it's from the view of a teenage Haymitch and the Hunger Games that he was forced into. The book starts on Reaping Day, which is also Haymitch's birthday. And all his life, his birthday has been marked by the lottery that picks the children who are going to be sent to their deaths in the games. Every year, his birthday and the reaping. It's an expected part of life as much as the sun rising. It makes up just a piece of what is normal life in Panem. Life where the wealthy live isolated in their own district and can eat until they are literally sick, while other districts starve. Life where peacekeepers use excessive force with impunity, where laborers die in unsafe working conditions. Some children are raised being taught how to kill in case they're chosen on reaping day, where fences and walls keep people in their places, where Hunger Games are entertainment for the elite. The commonalities between our worlds are unsettling. And having have already read all the other Hunger Game books and seen the movies, I knew how this book was going to end. That is not well. Haymitch survived, at least physically, but he was completely a broken person, as one would be by such an experience. His loved ones were killed, but life continued as it had been. The yearly reaping on his birthday continued year after year. What hope was there for anything different? That was just the way it was, the reality they had to live in. In the Christian church year, we just entered the season of Advent, waiting for the birth of Jesus. And the first week of Advent is traditionally focused on hope. Lately, honestly, I have to say I haven't been feeling particularly hopeful. I've been feeling more of a Lamentations, which is a book in the Hebrew scriptures. It says things such as, "How lonely sits the city that once was full of people. She weeps bitterly in the night with tears on her cheeks. Is it nothing to you, all you who pass by? Look and see if there is any sorrow like my sorrow, which was brought upon me, which the Lord inflicted on the day of his fierce anger." My eyes are spent with weeping, my stomach churns, my bile is poured out on the ground because of the destruction of my people, because infants and babes faint in the streets. Yes, the people of Lamentations understand what it is like living in a world marked by cruelty, injustice, unending struggle, and suffering. Yet, in the middle of this gut-wrenching book, the writer says, "But this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. God's mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning." How can they make such a claim? If you read the rest of Lamentations, and again, that verse of hope was in the middle of it. So if you get to the end, it's clear that things are still bad. Clearly, they did not wake up on a new morning and everything was all better. Haymitch survived the Hunger Games, and the following year, they took place again. People have been advocating for peace and justice for decades, but here we are. Lamentations does not deny suffering, but it defies despair. The people feel grief and anger and doubt, but they trust that one morning, most likely not literally the next morning, but one morning, things will be different. They envision the day when life in their city will flourish. Leonore Dove, Haymitch's girlfriend, asks him to work to not let the sun rise on another reaping. She surely realized that the chances were that the Hunger Games would happen again the following year. But she also imagined that one morning, one day, they wouldn't. Haymitch lived a couple of decades after he survived the Hunger Games, before they finally were ended. That they were abolished because people imagined what it could look like to live without them. Is what has happened over and over again and seems like the norm does not inevitably have to always be the norm. We can hope for a different future. We can shift our understanding of reality and see the power that we hold. We can imagine a different world. Reverend Munther Isaac, a Lutheran pastor in Bethlehem, Palestine, who has been there his whole life and has been witnessing the destruction and the genocide that has been taking place. He wrote, "When we stop hoping, we declare that we give into tyranny and oppression, allowing the oppressors of the empire to shape our reality. When we stop hoping, we accept that injustice is the norm." Hope, in this sense, is a struggle. It is painful. It is illogical. It even feels wrong at times. But we cannot surrender to the alternative.